Once a Paris community was getting ready to celebrate the solemnity of Christ the King. The Paris priest instructed the youth of the Paris, decorate the altar with the words, Hail Christ the King, let thy kingdom come. But the parish youth came up with a new suggestion. They said, Father, let us write, Hail Christ the President, let your democracy come. The Paris priest smiled and enlightened them, saying, The kingdom of Christ is neither a democracy nor an autocracy, but theocracy. Dearly beloved in Jesus Christ, welcome to the reflections of the solemnity of Christ the King. Dear friends in Christ, from today's liturgy, let us try to understand what kind of a king Jesus was, and secondly, what kind of a kingdom he developed on this earth. First and foremost, let us try to understand what kind of a king he was. We get the idea of his kingship from today's first reading, which is taken from the book of Daniel. Dear friends, the first reading is taken from the 7th chapter of the book of Daniel. And in this chapter, Daniel sees a vision in which he sees 4 animals described violently. All these 4 animals are described with power, might, arrogance, and thirst for ruling. And these 4 beasts represent 4 types of the kingdoms that men are longing to establish. After explaining all these 4 animals, which represent 4 kingdoms, Daniel sees in vision Son of Man walking like a human being. And to him, the kingdom, power, authority was given by God. Though he was in the form of God, though he was God himself, he left his heavenly kingdom and came to live with us just like one of us. That's why he is a king who is just like you and me, having a kind of a human emotions and feelings and experiencing human pain and rejection, acceptance and happiness. Christ is a simple king like you and me, living like any one of us, not like any kings of this earth who are power thirsty and arrogant. Secondly, let's try to understand what are the kingdom features that Christ established. One of the main kingdom features of his kingdom are described in today's gospel passage. The gospel passage presents the conversation between Pilate and Jesus before his crucifixion, in which Pilate asks, Are you the king? And where is your kingdom? To this, Jesus answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If it were to be of this world, my subordinates would come and wage a war on you and protect me. In saying so, he explains to us what sort of a kingdom Jesus established. It is clearly told that his kingdom does not belong to this physical world. But mind you, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, his kingdom does not exist physically, but his kingdom operates in this world. That is why we see lot of things happening in the name of Christ and the name of the church. The second feature of the kingdom of Christ is described in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 18 verses 20, where we read, Where 2 or 3 gathered in my name, I am there in their midst. The kingdom is very simple. If 2 or 3 gathered in his name for a good cause, there exists his kingdom. And it is available to everyone in the society. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, on this solemnity of Christ the King, let us understand 2 important realities. The first one, he is a simple king like any one of us, living and experiencing all human conditions. Secondly, his kingdom does not belong to this physical world. His kingdom belongs to the eternal world and is present amidst us, working very effectively in our day-to-day life. Let God bless us all and have blessed Sunday.